What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put together a review of a lesson 11.1. I'm specifically going to look at question 3, A, B, A and B. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we're going to start at the beginning. A shoe factory uses 9 milliliters of glue for every pair of children's shoes. So for 2 shoes, 9 milliliters of glue is used. If we were to increase this by 4, we can see if the difference we have is from 2 to 9. We would have to figure out how do we get from 2 shoes to 9. Well, we have a couple ways that we can choose to do this. If we have 2 shoes and we go to 4 shoes, what we've done is we've doubled this number. We could also double the amount of glue that's needed. If it takes 9 milliliters for 2 pairs of shoes, or 2 shoes, we'll need 18 milliliters for 4. Well, let's pull this apart just a little bit more, because we're going to come up with some bigger numbers. We're going to need to figure out how to come up with our answer. So let's do this. Let's say we have to divide 2 into 9. Because what I really want to know is 2 times what number, unknown, we're using an n, will give us 9. 2 goes into 9 4 full times. We'll put an 8 there. Subtract that. We have a 1. We have a leftover. Well, we can't just leave it as a leftover. We've got to find to the nearest decimal or fraction what it is. So we're going to put a decimal point, and we're going to drop the 0 down, and we're going to take 2 into 10. 2 into 10 goes 5 times. We can say that the number of shoes times 4.5, 4 and 5 tenths, will tell us how much glue we would need. So here's 4.5 represents 1 shoe. 1 shoe needs 4.5. So let's see if that's right. 4 times 4.5. I, first of all, don't like doing my multiplication quite like this, but I think we can manage. We're going to break this up into 2 chunks. We're going to break this up into 4 times 4 first, and then we're going to take 4 times 0.5. Or maybe we'll do it this way. 4 times 4 and 1/2. Because remember, 0.5 is the same as 1/2. Let's do that instead. 4 times 4 is 16. And then we have to take 4, this 4 here, times 1/2. So we have 4 halves. 4 halves equals 2 wholes. 16 plus 2 is 18. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can kind of get a start. We can put any old number we want in here. So let's just say that we want to know if we have 100 shoes. I'm going to just put that right here. If we have 100 shoes, then we need to take 100 shoes times 4.5. So 4.5 times 100 gives us 450. Now that we've established that rate, 1 shoe for 4.5, 4 and 5 tenths milliliters of glue, now we can plug in these other amounts. Write the amount of glue used for 12 shoes. We'll write 12. We take 12 times 4 and 5 tenths, or 4.5, might be the better way to look at it. For 12 times that. 12 times 4 equals 48. Yikes, that's gross. And then 12 times 1/2 is 12 halves. 12 halves equals 6. So 48 plus 6 equals 54. Okay? So we can write in here for 12 shoes, it would take 54 milliliters. Now let's look at this 19 shoes. What I was afraid we'd get to would be an odd number. So 19 shoes. Now we have to take the number 19 times 4, and we're going to say 1/2. 19 times 4 first, which is the difficult part. 19 times 4, let's see, that's going to be 4 times 9 is 36. There's my 3. 4 times 4, or 1 is 4 plus 3. So we have 76 plus, then we have 19 halves. And we know that that's not going to be an even number, so we're going to have a half. So 19 halves is equal to 9 1/2. We have to add that to 76. 76 plus 9 1/2 is 85 1/2. 85, yeah, I can say 0.5 as well if we'd really like to. So we'll just go ahead and write in here for 19 shoes, 85, and if you wrote it like this, or 85 1/2, it doesn't matter too much. Now, how many shoes can be made with 360 milliliters of glue? So if we took our number of shoes times 4.5 and get to get our amount of glue, what we have to take is our amount of glue, 360, and we have to divide that by 4.5. Now this would be some brand new math, some math that maybe they would have expected you to have worked on. We haven't done a lot of this yet. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this forward, this decimal point over here, so that I can deal with the whole number 45. And if I do that in that part, I have to do that over here. So now my math problem looks like this. 45 goes into 3,600. Oh boy, well, we've got a lot of shoes. We can tell that for sure. So 45 goes into 360. I have a hard time doing 45 into 360, so we're going to need to break this up into a different chunk. I'm going to count by 45s is what I'm going to do. So I've got 45. 2 times 45 is 90. And actually, that's going to help me out quite a bit. Because look, 90 does go into 360. 90 goes into 360 4 times. But I'm not going to put 4 here because 4 times 45 is not 360. I need to take 4 times 2 to get the number here. So we'll put 8. Let's just check to make sure I've got the math right here. I may have messed something up. We're going to take 8 times 5. We've got 40. And then 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4 more is 36. Zip. We have 0 there. We drop that last 0 and put our 0 up here. So if we have 360 pairs of shoes, or milliliters of glue, we can make 80 shoes. And we can write our little number right in here, 80 shoes. See, that's how important it is to establish what the rate is. For every 2 shoes, there's 9 milliliters of glue. And we broke it down even further where we figured out that for 1 shoe, there was 4 1/2 milliliters of glue. This isn't a fraction. This is, if I were to create this table, keep going further like this, that's what would happen.